lot of determination. They really had a lot of jump and tenacity in the offensive zone, and got really good goaltending. They did what good teams did. They managed the game pretty well and came out of here with a well-deserved victory.
What was your biggest problem with the offense tonight, getting it started?
It was, I think you have to step back. It really wasn't. It was our ability to defend more than our creating our offense. So we had the rhythm of your game comes from your own end out, and they were so good in our own zone, and we were not that good that we just, by the time we get to the offensive zone, we typically had to dump it and change, so you're not going to get any rhythm in your game.
Carter looked really good tonight. He seems to be carrying the team on his shoulders now.
Yeah, we've lost, I think, almost all but 2 games. I mean, when we lose, it's usually 2-1, and it's usually a 1-goal game. And we can't ask any more from our goaltenders. They're playing great. Both of them are playing great.
Are they concerned about giving up that many shot totals? I think the Huskies had 36 or 37 shots.
No, we look at where the shots come from. It's not really how many.
It was a great game. I was worried about that trap game with the Beanpot, and the guys looking forward. And I thought they responded to our challenge as coaches to focus on this game and get into a rhythm before we played on Monday. And the first period, I think, was a clear indication of that.
Do you kind of feel, since you're battling for that playoff spot, that the pressure that's normally there performing in the Beanpot sort of isn't there, and the focus is back on these conference games on Friday beforehand?
Sorry. Well,
you had mentioned on Wednesday that the Beanpot sort of crept up on you. Do you think that the focus, especially with the players battling for this playoff spot, that the focus is more on this conference game than it was in the Beanpot, as in years past where you guys want to win the Beanpot?
Like I said it before the game, last year we were in first place, and we're trying to stay in first place. And this year we're trying to climb up in the standings, so it's a different dynamic. And then, there's more desperation this year than there was last year. Last year we were trying to stay ahead. The bottom line is we need points. We need points in the standings.
Were you nervous that you guys got a lot of shots on net but couldn't extend the lead, and you guys seemed to dominate a little bit?
I was scared about that, yeah. I said to other coaches after the first period, I don't know what the shots ended up being, but I said, I think this is one of those games where we're missing opportunities. In the second period, it looked like it was a more competitive period, but I still thought we had a lot of quality chances that we missed on. And then I'm thinking, oh God, here you go, it's up. We're up 1-0, but we're not really cashing in on the quality chances. But you know what? I've said this before, and we got a young team, and as they mature, you get a sense of how reliable they are, and I could just see in the bench, even when they scored, we were okay with it. It was kind of it was a great shot, but the rebounds went right onto Edwards' stick. There's nothing you can do about that, just bad luck rebound. But they didn't get too rattled by it, and I really felt comfortable after they scored the goal that we're going to be okay. Whether we won or not, our style of play was going to remain the same. That's what it did. The scariest part was the last minute and a half there, where Tyler lost his stick and gave it to Rawlings, and then it seemed like it was, like we were Cowboys circling the wagons there. And I did think we did a pretty good job staying in front of our net and keeping shots to the outside.
Speaking of Rawlings, it seemed like he was really settled tonight and played a good, sound, fundamental game.
He was a little bit, if you watch his movement in the first, 5-6 minutes, he was a little bit off. He was sick, so he didn't practice much this week, and then he got a couple shots, and you can see he started to feel confident there, and he got better as the game went on.
Talk a little bit about the Daniels brothers. Do they usually feed off each other like that? Is there a little bit of sibling rivalry, like during practice, during games? No,
they're good kids. They're twins, right? So they have. I don't know. I don't have a twin, but I have an older brother. And it's, there's a chemistry there that's kind of unique. The one thing I say about those guys, and this is interesting because they're big kids. They're skinny and they're tall, but they weren't real visible early in the year, and I was really getting frustrated with their lack of development. And it's funny because when they came back from the break, hey Lloyd, when they came back from the break, they seemed to be recharged, re-energized, and there was clearly a different body language coming from them during games. A lot of people say, they're talented, they got good skill, but they get pushed off the puck. They don't really have much of a presence on the forecheck. And they're starting to figure it out. And it's almost like this at the same time, which is no coincidence because they're twins, right? But they have different roles. Drew's more of a crash and boom smasher against the boards guy, and Judson's more finesse. I mean, the goal he scored, I don't know if anybody on our team would have scored that goal. He waited a second, he pulled it around the guy, and he shot it right where the goalie couldn't stop it. It was a terrific shot right inside the post. So, it's obviously a bonus when those guys start to mature. And what have we got? 11 games to go, and it's a question of seeing how far they can go.
Let's just walk us through the goal there. It looked like Goers was trying to clear it up the middle and put it right on your stick.
I play with Kyle Kramer and Tyler McNeely, and it's an honor to play with them. They really, good forecheckers. They're great players. So I just try and hold my own, and really, they just went hard on the forecheck, and I kind of reaped the benefit of their hard work on that play.
Kind of looked like you gave like a little stutter step, a little deke out there quickly before ripping the shot.
I don't know. Just I wanted to make sure that I cradled the puck, and I was in the slot, so I didn't want to lose it. So at that point, I made sure that I was going to have a chance to take a shot or make a play.
Coaching staff has been putting you as one of the central figures on that power play at the top of the crease. Talk to us a little bit about what your role in that setup is.
I'm really, there to, I guess, go to the net, be a screen. We work on both sides, so McNeely works the other side, so when it goes to his side, we kind of switch and I take the front of the net. And then on the other side, I give it to Newton up top, and then I walk, so when it goes to Kramer, I'm either in front for a rebound or to try and suck the outside, I guess, penalty killer in, so we open up a shot for Newton.
It seemed like it was working really well tonight.
Yeah, I don't think we had a power play. We didn't have a power play goal tonight, but we had a lot of shots and we generated a lot of offense off it, so it seemed like it was going tonight.
You think that's going to benefit in the long run, the power play setup you guys had?
Excuse me?
You think that's going to benefit the power play in the long run, the power play setup you guys had?
Yeah, I mean, we've been staying with that power play since the beginning, and when we do it right, we seem to generate a lot of shots, so it seems to be working.
Talk about you and your brothers going on the sales.
Yeah, I don't know, just luck, I guess, just happened to happen like that. I don't know.
You think he's going to be angry that you got the game winner?
Yeah, I don't know. He scored first. I was like, I got to do something, make it even here. Can't let the older brother beat me. But
sibling rivalry.
Yeah, we're pretty competitive. So he did his part. I had to just see what I could do.
How much older is he?
3 minutes, but we'll call it a short 3 minutes. So.
Feel good to have the last word on that then?
Yeah, it does. It was a good win. We needed this one, so hopefully this just we keep the momentum and get going here.
Got to ask the Beanpot question. It's your first Beanpot here as a Husky. What are you looking forward to? What are you nervous about? What are your general thoughts?
As much as I'm thinking about it, I'm trying not to think about it. You can psych yourself out. You hear a lot about it, so you hear a lot about it. So just trying to stay level-headed and just another game. I'm sure everybody's adrenaline's going to be going, but you just got to look at it as another game and not psych yourself out.
What have the veterans told you in the locker room?
Besides, it's unreal, and it's a great experience, and just to go through it is amazing. But you don't want to think too much about it. Just being a freshman, haven't been there, so just got to play it as it comes, I guess.
Is there anything you're going to try to do to try to prevent the distractions these next few days?
I guess you just kind of stay in the same routine, even though it's a Monday game. A little awkward with our season, but we come in for practice, just try and do the same thing every day and do it the right way, and it doesn't. Hopefully, it just doesn't psych you out. If you just work hard every day and do what you do every day, it's just another game.